Hello guys, or should I say merhaba? That's in Turkish, and President Zelensky is preparing to take a trip to Turkey, to Ankara and Istanbul. I'm sure you remember a couple of days ago, Putin invited him for direct negotiations in Istanbul, and Zelensky accepted the offer. Putin hoped he won't, and right now the Kremlin gobbling is desperate. He cannot come himself, that's obvious. He is afraid of Zelensky, he is afraid of real leaders, and he does not want to end the war. None of his doubles will come, and we know nothing about the potential delegation from the Kremlin. All because I'm sure right now in Kremlin they are looking for a solution how not to come, but at the same time not to offend Trump. Because the American president also confirmed he can come to Istanbul. He is actually traveling in the Middle East. And that is a disaster for Putin, who wanted to continue this very wrong but real dialogue with the White House while destroying Ukrainian lives. So let's discuss why Putin is so afraid of Zelensky, of Trump even, and of Istanbul. And will he come? My name is Anna, I'm from Ukraine, I'm in Ukraine, and if you want to see the defeat and demilitarization of Russia, the only working peace plan, subscribe, we discuss all of that on the channel. A couple of days ago, Putin decided to organize a press conference really late at night. It was late for Ukraine, so it was even more late in Russia. And 100% it was oriented on the American audience, because of that time zone difference. That was Putin's reaction to the ultimatum of the coalition of the willing, when they offered unconditional 30-day ceasefire, or otherwise they are prepared to impose new sanctions. They called Trump, and with their talent and creativity, they outplayed the greatest deal maker in the United States and involved him in the process too, so that Trump has this impression that he is the boss and he is the one leading the peace negotiations. So Putin had to react, and he organized that late, pathetic, not interesting press conference, and I was stupid enough to wait for it. And it took like an hour and a half to wait, and just like I've learned nothing but wanted to sleep all day long. So anyway, Putin hoped that his offer for direct negotiations in Istanbul will be declined by Ukraine, because of course everyone in Ukraine knows that these direct negotiations won't give us anything. Russia will keep saying this BS that we need to destroy the primary reason for this war. And come on, the primary reason for this war is Putin and his imperial ambitions. And I'm not sure he's prepared to do the job. If he is, I'm all in. I'm already speaking like Trump, I'm all in. So anyway, he hoped that Ukraine will decline or Trump will offer him a solution. But I guess that President Zelensky had a very good meeting with Starmer, Musk. Why am I talking about Musk all the time? Merz, Tusk. It's Merz and Tusk that make me say Musk. And Macron. I'm sure it was not just about conversations. It was also about this moral, friendly support that he felt. I think they've developed a number of scenarios how to react. And Zelensky agreed to come to Istanbul. And he actually encouraged Trump to come to Istanbul as the greatest world leader. I think Zelensky got the vibe of how he needs to act temporarily with Trump. And here we have the coalition of the willing ready. Zelensky traveling to Istanbul, Trump traveling in the Middle East, not far away from Turkey, ready to come. The president of Turkey ready to organize everything. And what about Putin? And Putin cannot come because Putin is a pathetic coward. First of all, even if he wanted, he is so afraid of everything and everyone. He spent the majority of his life in the bunkers. That's his reality. Just look at his face. That's where he belongs, like this Kremlin gobbling of the bunkers. Second, Perhaps he has doubles, but even his doubles won't travel maybe too much attention. Remember to subscribe to see the defeat of Putin and share these videos if you share my opinion. So, second, he does not want to earn this war. That is not the plan. He wants summer offensive. He wants to try to get more territories. He wants to use Trump's chaotic character to prevent Ukraine from getting support from the allies, from getting intelligence from the United States, and to try to get more Ukrainian territories. He constantly underestimates the strengths of Ukraine, the strengths of Europe, and the influence of the American people on the American president, even if the American president is Trump. So Putin's plan was to offer something that everyone will decline, and he will say, I tried. But people outplayed him, managed to involve Trump, and right now that is the greatest diplomatic crisis for Putin, who has just got out of his diplomatic isolation because of Trump's very wrong actions. And how can Putin not come to Istanbul and to remain looking strong and not to offend Trump? Because you know, Trump is a narcissist and he feels like Istanbul was supported by the White House. Rubio, Witkoff, Kellogg are traveling there. And Trump himself said he doesn't mind coming if Zelensky and Putin are there to discuss the real peace deal. So that is why we know nothing about the Kremlin delegation. How do I think will these events develop? Well, I think that Zelensky will travel to Turkey. That is good. He will speak with Erdogan. Someone taught me not to pronounce Erdogan, because in Ukraine they always say Erdogan, so may Erdogan. Then ben Türkçe öğrenmek istiyorum. Then we know that like Witkoff, Kellogg, the president of Turkey, Rubio, and even very busy Trump is prepared to be there, and Putin will not come. I think he will send someone like Peskov, Lavrov, or some even smaller representatives of the Russian mafia. But Trump seems to lose temper already. I know he loves Putin. Putin is his like ideal dictator. But recently in one of his crazy posts, he actually said that maybe Putin is too busy celebrating the victory of the Second World War. And I think that is a symptom that Putin also reads. And he doesn't know how to act here. Because once again, the plan is what Russia wanted from Donald Trump during all of these conversations, exchanges, like compliments and so on. Putin wanted to pretend that he negotiates, to continue talking with other leaders, because if the United States can speak with Putin, Putin's isolation is broken and he can return to a lot of deals, he can offer different businesses, while at the same time he can continue killing innocent people in Ukraine, destroying our infrastructure, and also thus making these crimes legitimized by the United States. Like, if it's okay for the United States, why can't other countries cooperate? Just like close your eyes on the war crimes committed in the center of Europe. But Trump seems to realize, or people around him, that it's not good and it harms his reputation. Plus, in just this very mafia way of life, this is disrespectful from Putin's side. Trump offered him so many things. Trump is too kind to him, and Putin still does not follow the advice. So I personally believe that Zelensky will come, this Witkoff, Kellogg, Rubio will come, but the Russian delegation will be very weak. Of course, Putin will not show up in Istanbul, And they will simply offer unacceptable terms, something they keep repeating, like give us the regions that we did not conquer, forget about NATO, forget about sovereignty. No one will accept that. No one accepted that capitulation back in 2022. So I'm sorry, in 2025, when Ukraine has the strongest army in Europe, no one will consider that. And especially in the context when more and more of our European friends understand that it's not just about the support of Ukraine, it's about the defeat of Russia. Because with Russia on the continent, the future is not that bright. We need to defeat, demilitarize Russia, and then work seriously with the society, with the population, to turn it into the society. And even China, that now fully controls Russia, said that they support a 30-day unconditional ceasefire. Actually, it is not the result of Trump's tariff negotiations, but they claim it's because Ukraine did not target anything during the Moscow parade, did not hurt the Xi Jinping, so they support a ceasefire. And Putin is cornered. Putin is afraid. He is a classical bunker coward. And I dream of the day when he follows the example of another German dictator who did not organize any press conferences but destroyed one of the major causes for the war. And one of the major causes for the Russian war is Putin and Russian imperial character. Remember to subscribe and share these videos. That's important. In the world of toxic Russian propaganda, we have to remain sane and healthy. Subscribe to my Instagram, X, Threads, Blue Sky, and we have an amazing Discord community, same as we have an amazing merch shop with lots of good t-shirts, sweatshirts, caps, stickers, and cups that are not just beautiful, but also remind the world about the strength, bravery, and resilience of the Ukrainian people. And thank you for buying me coffees, becoming my patrons and sponsors of the channel. Remember to check my new channel where I share weekly videos about what life is in times of the big war, and join our community there too. And thank you for standing with Ukraine. Slava Ukraini!